Hello, right, here we are. This one is to do with coordinates. Coordinates, midpoints, and there'll be some Pythagoras involved as well. Right, coordinates. So we write a coordinate like this, and we will have two numbers inside the brackets. The first one represents the x, the second one represents the y. So to find out where that is on this little chart here, first of all we go to the x value, which is 4, and then we go from there up to the y value, which is 5. So there would be 4, 5, along 4 and up 5. And if we have a 3 minus 5, so we go to the x value of 3, and this time we go down minus 5, and that would be 3 minus 5. So there's a little comma that separates the two values. If we have minus 5 and 4, then we'd go to the minus 5 on the x value and plus 4 up the top there. So this will be minus 5, 4. And last but not least, 6 and minus 2. So minus 6, which is over here, and then we go drop down 2, minus 2 on the y, and this one is minus 6 and minus 2. So that's how you plot a coordinate. Right, so now you can use these coordinates to draw a straight line. So let's draw the line AB, and A is going to be equal to minus 6 and 3, and B will be equal to 4, 3. Okay, so let's plot those coordinates. Minus 6, 3, minus 6 up 3, which is there, and we call that A, and B is 4, 3, 4, 3 there, and we're going to mark the midpoint of that line. So we need to join the lines up. So join the lines up like that, and the easy way to find the midpoint on a horizontal line is just count the squares between the 2 points, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Half that, so it's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there will be the midpoint, and the coordinate of that midpoint will be minus 1 and 3. Okay, let's do another one. C and D. Draw the line CD, where C is equal to 5, 5, and D is equal to 5 minus 7. Okay, so C is 5, 5. So there's 5, and go up to 5, which is there. So that one's C, and D is also 5, and go down to minus 7, which is down there. Let's join these 2 points up together. There, and the midpoint, now we've got a vertical line, so again we'll just count the squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So half of that is 6, so you can go from either end to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 there, and the midpoint there is going to be 5. Of course it's going to be 5 because everything's above each other here, and minus 1. So that's how to simply count the squares to do the midpoint. Now this is a bit more difficult when here's another one, a bit more difficult when you're doing the midpoint of a diagonal line. So let's plot the line AB again, and A is going to be minus 1 and 2, and B is going to be 3 and minus 4. Okay, so minus 1, 2. Minus 1, 2 is there. And 3 minus 4 is down there. Right, so let's join those two up, see where we go. So there is A and there is B. Now we can't count squares doing this, so there must be another way to do this. Now, halfway in a horizontal line there will be where the midpoint of the X is, and halfway in a vertical line between B and A is where the midpoint of the Y is. So what we need to do is add these two numbers together and divide by 2. So minus 1 plus 3 is 2 divided by 2, which equals 1. So this is our X value of the midpoint. And the Y value is going to be 2 minus 4 divided by 2, which is equal to minus 2 over 2, which equals minus 1. So that's the Y value. So the midpoint here is going to be 1 minus 1. And then we just plot that on the graph. 1 minus 1 is there. There. So that's the midpoint. Now, we don't always get a graph to do this, so we can use this method when we don't have any graph to draw on. So let's have a look at this. So let's find the midpoints of these particular things. So we've got 2, 2, and 2 minus 2. Right, so add the x's together. 2 plus 2 divided by 2 equals 4 over 2, which equals 2. Add the y's together. 2 minus 2 over 2, 0 over 2, which equals 0. So the x is 2 and the y is 0. So the midpoint there will be 2 and 0. Do another one. Minus 4, 6 and minus 1, minus 6. Oh, minusy, minusy. Right, so minus 4 add minus 1. Minus 4 minus 1 over 2, which equals minus 5 over 2, which equals minus 2.5. And that's our x value. And the y values are these two numbers, 6 minus 6 over 2, which is nothing over 2, which again equals 0. So the midpoint is going to be minus 2.5, comma 0. Okay, I've got 4 of these, so minus 3 and 8 and 1 and 23. So the x's, minus 3 plus 1 over 2, which is minus 2 over 2, which equals minus 1. And the y's are 8 plus 23 over 2, which is 31 over 2, which equals 15.5. So the midpoint is minus 1 and 15.5. Fourth one of these without a graph, minus 5, 2, and minus 4, 18. Add the x's, minus 5 minus 4 over 2, which is minus 9 over 2, which is minus 4.5. And the y's are 2 plus 18 over 2, which is 20 over 2, which is 10. So the midpoint is minus 4.5 and 10. Okay. Okay. Right. Hang on. Let's go down. So I haven't drawn the lines on this one. So let us do that whilst we're thinking about something else. So there's that line. And the x line. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, minus 7, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. Go as fast as I can. Minus 7. Right. Now, what we've got here is we've got this one, A, is equal to minus 6, 4, and the midpoint is equal to minus 1, 4. So let's draw these in. So we need to find B. Find B. We need to find the other end of the line. So A is minus 6, 4, which is there. B is minus 1, 4, which is there. So this is, this is A, and this is the midpoint. So again, it's counting squares because we're horizontal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need to go another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There. That is going to be B. And the coordinate of B is going to be 4 and 4. So what we're doing in effect is we're going from minus 6 to minus 1. So we've got minus 6 to minus 1. So that is a movement of 5 to the right. And then we need to go another 5 to find what that is, which is B, which is going to be 4. And then this one, we've got 4 to 4, which is nothing. So we need to move nothing again to get to the other one on the y-axis. Now, of course, you don't always have the graph, do you? So whether I can do this without the graph. So without the graph, yeah, let's do 3, 3 for A. The midpoint is 10, 6. So to find the end of the line, B, we need to go from 3 to 10, which is plus 7, and then we need to go into there plus 7, so that equals 17. Then we need to go from 3 to 6, which is plus 3, and then plus 3 again till we get to the end, which is 9. So 17, 9 is the far end. So that's how we're doing the midpoint without that. So let's have got another one. So we've got A is minus 4 minus 3. The midpoint is 2.5 and minus 0.5. So we've got to find the other end. So to get from -4 to 2.5 or 6.5. So we need to add 6.5. From there to there is 6.5. Adding. So add another 6.5 there, and we have 9. Now from -3 to -0.5 is plus 2.5, so we need to add 2.5 onto that, which gives us, careful there, 2.5 is 2. Right, okay, so let's see if we got any more to do. So let's go the other way around. B is the one end of the line. The midpoint is the -1, -2. And we've got to find A. It doesn't make any difference which way round this is. So from B to the midpoint, we need to go -2. So we need to -2 to the other one, which gives us -3. And from 7 to -2, we have to -9. So we -9 on there, which gives us 11. So you can either find the midpoint by adding A and B together and dividing by 2, or you can see the gap between the end and the midpoint and just double it till you get to the other end. So that's that bit, and we'll come back to that in a minute. I don't know how many of these seem to have lots of things. We might use it again. So the other part of this lesson was Pythagoras. And this is all to do with finding the unknown sides on a triangle. Okay, so we start off with our favourite triangle, 3, 4, 5. So these are the lengths of the sides, and we'll call them A, B, C to start off with. And Pythagoras, the theorem to work out this is A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Now we know the answer 5 already, so let's prove this. So 3 squared plus 4 squared equals C. We don't know, pretend we don't know what that is. 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16 equals C, which is 25, which equals C. And remember, this is C squared. So now we need to find what C is by square rooting the 25, which equals C. So 5 equals C. There you go, 5 equals C. And it doesn't matter whether it's that way round or not. Yeah. Now, the longest side on a right-angled triangle is called the hypotenuse. All right, so remember that, because we need that in trigonometry. So let's do another one. Let's do, if it's a bit complicated, not drawn to scale, no good trying to measure these off exam papers. They just don't work. So we'll do 7 and 10, and we'll call that x this time. So it's going to be 7 squared plus 10 squared equals x squared. So it's 49 plus 100 equals x squared. So it's 149 equals x squared. So the square root of 149 equals x, which equals, I'm afraid calculator must come out of the pocket, square root 149 equals 12.2. 12.2, and you might be asked to give a certain number of decimal places to the answers of these. Okay, so we've got any more? Let's let's keep doing, because these are all right. Let's have a look at this one. So we're going to have this one, and this one. So at the moment we're just finding the longest side. So 8 and 12 and x. So 8 squared plus 12 squared equals x squared. 64 plus 144 equals x squared. So it's 208 equals x squared. So the square root of 208 equals x, which is the square root of 208, 14.42. I'll do this time. 14.42 equals x, and this would be centimeters or meters, so don't forget that. And I've just done that to 2 decimal places. Okay, now what happens if we need to find the one of the shorter sides? Yeah? So we've got this, this, and this. Pythagoras is nice. X, 14, and 20. So now we've got to find the shorter side. So instead of adding, we're going to go 20 squared minus 14 squared equals x squared. We're going the other way around. So that's 400. That's 196 equals x squared. That's 204 equals x squared. And the square root of 204 equals x, which is 14.28, or equals x. So then you could go, I don't know, 14.3 to 1 decimal place. So that's finding that one. Now if you got to find the other short side, it's exactly the same thing. So don't worry about it, yeah? It's okay. Now, there, there, there. So we've got that one, we've got that one, and we need to know that one this time. So now it's the big squared minus the small squared equals the unknown squared. So 100 minus 36 equals x squared. 64 equals x squared. And the square root of 64 equals x, which is 8 equals x. 8 meters, 8 centimeters, 8 whatever it is, yeah? Now that we know how to do Pythagoras, let's go back to one of these graphs that we haven't filled in yet. There, that one will do. And what we're going to do is we'll say that 1 square equals 1 centimeter. So there's no need to measure anything. It doesn't matter how big these squares are, they are 1 centimeter. So we're going to plot A and B. That's the first thing. So we better say what they actually are. So A is minus 6, 5, and B is 2, 1. Right? Okay, let's plot those bits first. So A minus 6 and 5 is there. That's A. And B is 2, 1, which is there. So let's join them up. Well, let's join them up in a different colour so we can see a bit better. Join them up. So we start from there and we end up down there. Okay. Now, we need to find the length of AB. All right. Now you can't go counting squares and things like this because it's too complicated on a diagonal line. We're going to use Pythagoras. So we're going to make a triangle, make a right angled triangle with this. So I'm going to come from there and I'm going to go to that point. And then from the top down to the bottom to that point. So we know that the AB is the hypotenuse. So if we know the other two sides, we can square and add them together and we'll work out what the hypotenuse is. So this side is 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to be 4 squared plus the bottom 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 squared will equal, I'm going to do this, AB squared, yeah? Now, 4 squared is 16, 8 squared is 64, which equals AB squared. So that is 80 equals AB squared. The square root of 80 equals AB, which is the square root of 80 is what? Don't know. Press the button. 80 equals 8.94. So 8.94 centimeters, because they've made a reference to centimeters up there, centimeters to 2 decimal places equals AB. Good. So there you are. You can use Pythagoras to find the length of a diagonal line on squared paper, basically. Right, let's go down to the last question of this one, and we are going to draw our lines in again. So there's the y, there's the x, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, minus 7, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, minus 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These grids will probably be drawn for you. So what we're going to do with this one, slight twist. So we're going to plot points A and B. Yeah. So A is 6, 5. B is minus 4, minus 3. So let's plot them. 6, 5 over there somewhere. 6, 5. Be careful you don't wander off the line. Minus 4, minus 3. So minus 4, minus 3 is going to be there. Okay, let's join them up because we don't know what the next part of the question is. Yeah, let's do it in black. So from there to there. Okay, now the next question is so you calculate length AB. Right, that was A, wasn't it there? AB. Okay, let's do that then. So we need to make a triangle, don't we? Well, we don't necessarily need to. Oh, don't know. Do we? Do we need to make a triangle? Not really. We could do it this way, couldn't we? We could do the x's from 6 to minus 4. So 6. Oh, that's going to calculate the midpoint. That's no good, is it? We don't need the midpoint. Calculate the length at B. So we do need to make a triangle. We need to make a right-angled triangle there. Hang on. Oh, what's gone on there? What's gone on there? We need to make a right-angled triangle there and there. Right, now let's measure the length of the sides. So along the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, that was good, wasn't it? 10 squared plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 squared equals AB squared. Now, 100 plus 64 equals AB squared. 164 equals AB squared. The square root of 164 will equal AB. So AB equals, what's the square root of 164? So let's do that. Square root of 164 equals 12.8 equals 12.8. 8. Now, the other thing that they could ask you about this is once you've done A and B, they might have said point C, yeah, is 6 minus 3. They might have given you the all three coordinates of A, B, C, and then ask you to work out the area of the triangle. So, the area of the triangle, area equals half base times height, which is 0.5, times the base is 10, times the height is 8. So it equals 40 centimeters squared, but because remember, 1 square equals 1 centimeter. Oh, they're always going to put you that scale in if you need to work out any areas or lengths or things. Okay, so that is the end of that one.